Hello, hello. We are back for day 3 of the Dr. Joe-Dispenza-retreat advanced training. I mention in every video, this is not his teachings. I am not sharing my notes. I'm not sharing any teachings or in any way trying to, explain what he teaches. I'm just sharing my personal journey, my personal experience in the hope to inspire some people. So we are up to day 3. If you missed day 1 and 2, you can skip back to the previous videos. And if you ever have any questions or comments, you can always leave them below. Day 3, morning meditation, 2nd of February, 2022. Wow. That's how it starts. Wow. Just another glorious morning and meditation. I forgot to peek outside the balcony to breathe in fresh sea air and watch the stars twinkle this morning, but it's okay, as I saw loads of stars in my meditation, and I'm now writing this entry as I sit on the beach post a wonderful swim. Man, I love life. So today we started with the opening of the heart, focusing on the heart, feeling into the heart, and relaxing into it. Tuning into the heart feels good and quite natural for me. No trouble there. We then moved into the energy center's blessings, one by one, but this time he introduced something new, something I had never tried before. We focused onto the first energy center, feeling, focusing, and experiencing number 1. So he calls them by numbers. 1 is your root chakra, 2 is your sacral chakra, 3 is your solar plexus, 4 is your heart, 5 is your throat, 6 is your third eye, and 7 is the crown chakra. So if anyone's seeing this is like, what's the first center? That's how he describes them. So back to the first center, I was saying. These centers started to adopt the shape of a fiery sphere rotating on itself in all different directions. It wasn't until we got to our second energy center that I started to feel the raised waves going and connecting all around me to other centers, other people. At that point, number 1 also remembered and kicked in. Now this is when he introduced something new. He had us pull the energy up from the first center to the second. That produced a tingling sensation of excitement. As we added on, we then had to draw up from the first to the second to the third. That's when the excitement built up and started to resemble a mini orgasm. I'm sorry, I'm going to mention this quite often. With each energy center being called, the energy and the excitement grew more and more. Okay, this is going to be really raw, but I'm just going for it, and if I have to edit it out, I will. Had I wet myself with a full orgasm, I would not have been surprised. But no, luckily I didn't get wet. It was just that strong of a sensation. It never occurred to me to pull from one center into the other, forming a shooting line of energy up my spine. I loved it. My body was loving it. There were shakes and pulses, head tilting back constantly. So by head tilting, it would have been like that, because the third eye kept going up. And with each centers, the web of attachments kept spreading like yesterday. I felt extremely connected to the to the 2 ladies next to me, Jency and Boomy. In the throat, I focused on sending so much love and energy to Jency as she mentioned her struggles and illnesses to me, and that too felt so good, the act of giving to someone who needed it. At the 6th center, it got a little weird as I saw one eye in the place of the sphere rolling into itself, and red lines like roots growing outwards and connecting to the other 6 centers. By the 8th, I was gasping for air out of excitement, bouncing back and forth. Oh boy, I forgot. Before blessing the energy centers, we did 3 deep breaths to pull the energy up into the pineal gland. I had a breakthrough. On the very first go, I hit the gland and the whole body was energy. The inhale kept getting stronger and longer. By the time I gasped to exhale, I was taking in air as you would, just like after an orgasm. Sorry, but I really don't know how to describe this better. That's like a sensation. On your second breath, was strong, whilst the third one I lost, unfortunately, the energy. But that too is okay. So in order, we did the heart blessing first, then we took the 3 deep breaths, the blessing of the energy centers, connected them, and then we laid down and to feel. When I laid down to feel, that's when more started to move. He had us connect the energy center 1, 4, and 6. First started as a dancing flow of energy, moved into a fast run. So it was first going really slow from 1 to 4 to 6, 1 to 4, 6, and then it started going really fast. It was like, woo, woo, woo. And ultimately, it started to become a ping pong game in all 3 centers. It was like, boom, 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 boom. Like it just kept going, hitting everywhere. Each time it hit my 6th center, my pineal gland pulled me up, so the head started to bang up and down like that. Thankfully, I had a pillow to protect me on the descent. When it all calmed down, I started to think of all I wanted to give. I wanted to give this experience to all my loved ones. So my analytical mind started to kick in and started to calculate a loan to afford to bring my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brother, grandparents, and partner. I had to stop it. I caught myself and ordered the mind out and relax. It worked. I got back to floating. Literally, my body floated above all of the bodies lying on the floor, and it started to send love to all of them. The ones I knew and remembered what they were here for, I sent love and loads of healing to them. My body was floating freely above everyone, loving, blessing, and sending healing energy all around. I am so, so grateful for all the love I am receiving by giving. So that was our first meditation. These were the notes. More notes, a lot of notes on this day. Where are you? Here's the other meditation. So this meditation, we had to start with the heart thing, I called it. So feel it, focus on it. Then we did the 3 breaths to hit the pineal gland. And then he brought us into the void. Heart-brain coherence, where we join the heart to the brain. And eventually we lied down to bring the heart to the mind. Okay, so what did I write here? All right. In the heart thing, so the heart coherence, as yesterday, it was the same. Very easy to feel and connect with my heart, flowing with it. Then we did the 3 breaths, getting stronger and connecting faster to it. The third one was the weakest again, which is weird because you think the last one would be the strongest, but my first 2 are always really strong, and the last one, I lose it for some reason. And then we went into the void. This is where things got interesting. It was all black and void. I've been there before. It felt familiar. My body dissolved into particles in this void, and all that was left was one gold sphere. This is when geometric shapes like this showed up. So again, my beautiful drawings you get to see. Can't remember much of where I went next. It was almost like a blackout. I knew I was there, but I wasn't really there. And then we were instructed to lie down on the floor. I completely blacked out there. I can't remember what I saw or did, but all I know is I felt very relaxed. So that was our second meditation. Didn't write much about that. And then we got to the third meditation, tuning into new possibilities. This last meditation was the least exciting, intense of the day. And I think part of it is due to being so tired, as it's been a very long day. We tuned into the heart, took 4 deep breaths, went into the void to connect with the possibility we want to attract, and then lie down in meditation. For the heart and the 4 deep breaths, all was good. They are evolving from the previous practice. We stayed in the void a longer time this time, calling in the energy of the possibilities we want to attract into ourselves. Sorry for reading like this, But I was writing this while I was falling asleep, and I can barely read my writing. It is so bad. So it was long, and I worked on the two I wrote on previous list, my health and abundance. It was such a long meditation, and it was tiring. By the time I was on the floor, I was done, but he kept going. I got to the point where I didn't care anymore if my wishes came true. I was just happy with what I have. I was just happy with lying there. And then I fell asleep. So yeah, I was pretty knackered by the end of the day on day 3. It was a long day, starting at 5 a.m. and finishing at 8 p.m. Next day,